I'm not necessarily gonna lie. I've been doing this YouTube stuff for about 3.5 years, maybe close to that at this point, if not already at that point. 3.5 years. I think it is 3.5 years at this point. Damn near going to 4. But when it comes down to things, I've done this stuff for a while, honestly. And I kind of understand the game. I understand kind of some things, but there's obviously levels I haven't hit yet, like holding on to a lot of people and their attention, or gaining a lot of sponsorships and stuff like that, or having my emails rated by different companies to, want to send me money by advertising their product and stuff like that. Stuff I really want to do, but haven't had the know-how to go get that, I suppose. And for what I understand, it seems like really a lot of people try to tell you advice with that. It doesn't necessarily give you what you need to know. The only thing I know about it when it comes down to things is that people will start looking at you when you have 1,000 subs and you have like a good upload consistency, like basically daily uploads. And that's basically the only way, people will maybe catch their attention with it, because obviously outside of that, I don't necessarily know how to get other people's attention, especially the masses of people that could absolutely help you in a lot of different things. But when it comes down to things, I would say the biggest thing that I am like doing, like when it comes to YouTube, obviously I can practically kind of get a lot of people if I really wanted to. Mainly if I just started drama, which obviously the Jaden video is one of those videos where it's like, damn, that's an easy amount of views, honestly. Even though I was literally saying it for legitimate reasons, because I was just pissed off at that whole thing that she pulled. But when it comes down to things, anybody can easily get like a shit ton of people to come through and, watch your video, or basically come through and subscribe and whatever. That can be easy if you're focusing on drama. I don't. And, it's just something that I just don't necessarily like to do, much less talk about recent things that happen on the internet, because I don't care enough about people to do about that stuff. So that's personally how I feel. But when it comes down to things, I think out of all things, or at least the reason why I'm not necessarily so out there, honestly, and that has to change today, is just because I'm kind of afraid. I'm kind of afraid of what would happen if I were to be able to, let's say, reach 100k or some high number of people, or really get into the eyes of people in some shape or form. I guess I'm afraid, but I don't want to be, because honestly, I've thought about it before, and we see constantly, time and time again, where there's people like XQC, or where there's people like, I don't necessarily know, people with gigantic influences, or maybe like a lot of female streamers and whatever, because they just get money off their male audience, because whatever, because they look cute, I guess. But when it comes down to things, I guess I'm just worried about manipulating the masses in the wrong type of way, right? Because basically, again, as I said before, you might not necessarily like the term, but it is what you are. You are a influencer. You can obviously influence some shit to happen to tip the scales into your favor, because you have people that will listen to you, and especially people that will honestly care about you and do basically almost anything for you, move heaven and hell for you, just essentially to make you happy. And that's a scary ass power to have, honestly. Like, I get that's the whole kind of point of being a YouTuber too, like at least a part of it, where you're gonna have a lot of people come through and you're gonna have a lot of attention go to you. Like, neighbors know your name, like they're gonna know your name for real, alright? Because like what you say in video form or in streamer form is essentially what a lot of people will take at face value and accept at face value, and then receive and do whatever they say, whatever you basically tell them, or something like that, Not everybody's gonna follow the same boat, as they shouldn't, because obviously use your brain before you just do something that another YouTuber does or tell you to do. But when it comes down to things, it just, a lot of bad things can happen, because and then especially when it comes to people that does send YouTubers money and things like that. Now don't get me wrong, YouTubers and content creators and people that support them, oh yes, they very much need money. My ass needs it right about now, because I am stressed out of my mind. Patreon is down below. But when it comes down to things, that is also like a thing that you have to worry about, because you could be getting money from somebody, and then, oh no, you might not necessarily use it for the right reasons, and you're a ton of people are getting you money and stuff like that, and You just have to, and it's like, for me personally, I don't want to take somebody's money and then spend it on something that ultimately does not matter at the end of the day or cannot benefit me in some shape or form, because that is like the major thing, right? Like, even when it comes to like my current situation of bills and that getting really late and behind, when it comes down to things, I don't want to just use it for that, even though I need to use it for that. I don't want to just use it for that, but I want to update a lot of things that I'm wanting to do for YouTube, whether it's like starting to figure out streaming ideas and how to get that ready, or maybe possibly getting like, I don't know, some new equipment for YouTube videos, or maybe get like certain things that I need to, make a YouTube studio in some shape and form. Maybe get like an apartment so I can, do streaming in some shape and form, or something like that. Things to basically help benefit the channel. That's like or your streaming service or whatever. That's like the major thing, honestly, when it comes down to things, that I would feel like that takes a great level of importance, because anybody can spend, and I'm not saying that you can't spend the money however you want. That's perfectly fine. But also, I feel like it should be also a way to give it back to your audience and, let them enjoy some of the money that they gave you in some shape and form, to up the quality of streams, up the quality of videos, and things of that sort, We ain't saying you need to go like straight up ultimate perfect levels, because ain't no creator gonna be perfect. But when it comes down to things, if people are entrusting especially money to you, then you're gonna definitely need to try to show that you are using it for the right reasons, and you're not necessarily just using it for whatever, even if it's for a art commission to get your character or yourself some art in some way, or some music for your backgrounds and your streams and whatever. At least that would still be like a thing that people can help you out with and do, and that's something that would show off to your audience that they still are like, I guess, doing stuff with the money that you gave them, and like, I guess, being responsible-ish with it, I suppose. Like, that's kind of like the biggest thing, I guess, honestly, that I feel like a lot of streamers do take for granted. But outside of the money situation, definitely just, imagining or having like 10,000 people listening to you, having 100,000 people listening, having 1,000,000 people listen to you, and then you say maybe one thing, and then people will go out and maybe try to help you out and do something, or just they will take what you said to heart, and then anytime someone challenges what you think or your ideas, they will fight for you, which is awesome, and I appreciate it. But at the same time, it's also kind of scary, because what if you say something crazy and then people end up doing something crazy? Like, again, you have to be careful as a content creator. You're not going to get it right. Obviously, I don't necessarily think anybody's going to sit here as a content creator or YouTuber or influencer or whatever and basically say everything that they should, and avoid all the subject matter that they shouldn't get into, because at some point there's going to be someone that just does something crazy and protect their favorite user, because that's what they want to do. Cory X Kenshin fans are like the biggest threat, honestly. They're like the biggest type of people that will do this. If someone talks shit about Cory even once, they will whoop your ass on the line online. They just will. They might not necessarily try to dox you, they might not necessarily try to go crazy like that level, but they will harass the hell out you. It's bad, honestly. But when it comes down to things, I understand where it's coming from. They want to protect the person that they care about, which makes a whole bunch of sense. And then at the same time, you wonder why so many content creators decide to get canceled, because they try to do something stupid, which, like, don't do anything stupid, especially when you have so many people that literally likes you and your life has been better since then. Like, why are you canceling yourself? I don't get that. But when it comes down to things, having a level of audience, a high level audience, hell, even with where we at now, going into close to 2,000, even with the audience I have now, I'm kind of somewhat worried about slightly saying the wrong thing, or saying something that would, I guess, make you guys want to go fight or something like that, or like maybe maybe financially give me something that might end up hurting you in the long run. That's why, especially with that one, that's why I always usually say, take care of yourself and your bills and your needs first before you ever think about helping me, because as much as I might suck in my life right now and things not be great, I still wouldn't want anybody else to put themselves in harm's way to do that, you know. So even if it were to, you know, cut me out on some things, that, you know what, if you have to do something, that's perfectly fine, because at the end of the day, you're volunteering to do stuff. You're volunteering to help me out if that's something that you would like to do, you know. So at the end of the day, we're just, as a content creator, you should just be grateful that people did that for you in the first damn place, or even be here to listen to you in the first damn place. And again, I don't think this is a major fear that maybe a lot of content creators have or think about a lot of times, but this is something that's been, I guess, been on the brain since I started doing this, honestly, especially since that meme kind of blew up a long time ago, and then a lot of people came through that, and then that's how we kind of got the 1,000 and stuff like that. And it's been something that's been on my mind for a few months, honestly, and secretly probably been longer. But that's like a major thing I say that would probably be the one fear I have. But at the same time, I don't want to still stay in the early thousands forever. I don't want necessarily not be monetized forever, you know? Like, don't get me wrong, there's a lot of things I would like to do and have fun with, but there is other things I will also know that I have to do, because, you know, you need your subs up, you need your monetization game up, you need a lot of things up in order to pull and do a lot of stuff, you know? So even if, you know, I might be scared of wanting to go into getting more people and stuff like that, I can't be, because as a creator, you're gonna have people come through and you're gonna have people leave at the same time. You're gonna have to just do what you do, but also keep calm and stay cool and collected to honestly handle this. Because if getting more people is something that you're scared about, then you probably shouldn't be doing content creation. And I want to keep doing it, and no matter how much, you know, how many people may come through, whether it's people that just come through on a whim, or a video just does magic numbers and just does great, I still want people to come through and just, you know, follow and just subscribe and, you know, do, or maybe order like a commission of Kakatsu, or, you know, be a Patreon member in some shape or form for what that ever is worth, and all that type of stuff. I would like to do a lot of things, and the thing that's kind of holding me back, I suppose, is that fear of just, what if I end up doing the wrong thing? And I guess at this point, it's just like, I don't want to hold on to that fear anymore. I just kind of want to just do my thing and just kind of just go, you know, just kind of go and just see what the hell happens. Even if it's something that messed up happens down the road, or maybe it's something that I screwed up on, or something that kind of throw me under the bus in some shape and form, you know, whatever it is, I just want to go ahead and just face it, I suppose, you know. Not saying I'm looking forward to the bad times, you know, that's not what I'm looking forward to, but I would like to finally reach that new level, I suppose. Like, it's like I've been training for the last 3.5 years to get somewhere, and that time still hasn't come yet. I don't know what it will take to get to that point in time. I know, you know, being my own biggest cheerleader is definitely one of those things that would, you know, hopefully increase that point so I can get to that point, you know. Especially when no one else believes in you, you gotta kind of cheer for yourself in some shape and form, right? And I know sometimes when life is literally stacked against you in the worst possible way, or sometimes, you know, things don't go your way in what you want it to, sometimes you be thinking, damn, is this really the limit I can go to? Or maybe I should be comfortable in this position, which, hell no, I do not want to be comfortable in this position. I already hate this position. Let me out. But there is a lot of content that I want to do, make, and, you know, stream and create for you guys, obviously. And there's a lot of things that's going to require a lot of those stuff that I want to do. But I think the biggest obstacle that kind of is in the way for me at this moment is just the fear of it. What can I handle, you know, what I have and more than this, you know? Can I possibly reach the outside of where my scope is and basically reach and go to levels where maybe it's something that might scare me, honestly? Should I be possibly scared of the future, basically? And you shouldn't. And I shouldn't, honestly. Because when it comes down to things, this is just not the end of the story. This should not be the end of anybody's story, honestly, especially if you're a content creator or trying to become one, you know? But the worst possible thing that you possibly could do is be scared of the future and then just stay still. That is something that I refuse to do, especially, again, in my position of where I am. I will, even if I have literally zero idea of where I want to go, even if it's like zero ideas for my Patreon like it is at the moment outside of drawing, then it's like, still, I don't want to necessarily just keep it stagnating or necessarily not do anything with it, or, you know, not necessarily do anything with this channel or something like that. Even if it's fear that's put into my heart and stuff like that. Even if someone today were to just for example, send like maybe 10k my way, yes, would I be kind of scared? Kinda, but at the same time, I know I could use that and put that to good use for the channel, and put that to good use for getting us the hell up out of this situation, and much less overall boost the future of what the hell we can do. That will be like the most best positive outcome of everything, but it also has to require the, you know, me conquering my fear basically over just being this type of creator person, honestly. Big dreams require conquering of the big fears, and that's something that I definitely do want to do, no matter what happens, because I do have goals, believe it or not. I do want to get out of this mess. Number 1, I would like to go to Anime Expo. Number 2, I want my hot Asian wife. Number 3, I want some cosplayers to go ahead and just wash the car butt naked. Number 4, okay, maybe not that last one because that's a little too wild, but something sexy with the cosplayers would be excellent as hell, so let me have that. But when it comes down to things, I can't do any of this stuff if I don't get over my fear of having a lot, you know? So that's basically where I'm kinda at now. But at the same time, I am so over this situation that I'm in, and I'm so done with this shit to the point I'm losing brain cells, and I just need that, you know? Because outside of the fear, the next thing that is the obstacle that's in the way is getting the opportunity to prove yourself, you know? That, and which is the biggest thing that has been holding us back for a while too, but the fear is also a big part of it. That's the main 2 obstacles I would say that is in the way for this channel, honestly. Because y'all know, I try to bust my ass on, you know, this channel, making content, even if it's good or bad, you know. I just try to do what I can, honestly. But it's also hard to do that, and especially get somewhere when nothing gives you the opportunity, nothing gives you the chance of what you need to do. And it's just rough on you, honestly. It's just completely rough, and it just sours your mood, and maybe you want to quit. But at the same time, you don't want to quit, because you get people like Corey Kenshin who basically be collabing with the Bruce Lee Foundation, which is a cool ass thing to do. Or you get, you know, people to go into streaming and YouTube and then become voice actors and stuff like that, or be a part of the anime industry in some shape and form. And these are things, and you know, these are things that obviously anybody could dream of and want to do, but there is even simple things that no one in my family has ever been able to do. Hell, our names, if we all perish today, I guarantee you not a damn soul is gonna remember us. And that's the one thing that I don't want to let, you know, go, because our whole family has been nothing but bad shit happen to us. Or you know, things just keep going wrong for some reason, even though we're not doing literally anything. But when it comes down to things, I just don't want that to happen. I just don't want that to just be, you know, the legacy. Bad shit happened, you die, the end. You know, that's not necessarily what I want to have happen for myself. So even if I'm scared of the future and what, you know, 10,000 people could do tomorrow and come through, or 100k or whatever, and maybe even if I'm, you know, not necessarily having the opportunity, I do want to break out in some way. Break fate in some shape and form. Punch it in the face. F its wife. Do something. Because at this point, it's just like, nah, I can't just sit here any longer. Because it's just too bad. It's just getting to that point. It's just bad. When you don't have the money to buy toilet paper, you know it's rough out the streets. So it's not good. But when it comes down to things, I just basically making this video, I guess, for a decoration for myself, which I want to follow through on and actually be consistent with. It's just, I don't care how scary the future is or what opportunity is out there. I will literally want to take everything I have inside of me and just push it out into the ether. I just basically want to beat whatever this is that's holding me back. I don't know what it is. I can't tell you what it is because I've been stuck in this for 21 years, but I don't know what it is, but I definitely want to beat it. This is the time. This is definitely the time. As I said before in the beginning, I would like to get 10k. I want to succeed that goal, if I can be honest with you. Will it happen? Who the hell knows? I'm going to try my damnedest to make it happen, but when it comes down to things, I just want to be over all of this, basically. Be over my fear of what could happen. Definitely don't want to let any of you guys down, and definitely with the people that has really gave me a lot of chances and a lot of opportunities, I don't want to, take up their time and waste it by just quitting tomorrow or getting canceled over something stupid or something of the sort, I don't necessarily want to risk what this is, and especially for myself to build up in this. This is what I really want. Even if my body is like sometimes questioning it, I don't care. This is what I know I need to do, and this is what I know I need to aim for, essentially. Not even trying to do this for like an instant gratification type of thing, or try to do it for some type of, fame and ultimate fortune and stuff like that. That's fine too to add with it, but that's not what I want to do it. I want to prove to myself that even though I might be walking through this fear, or maybe, not necessarily having the opportunities that I want, I need to basically kind of do this for myself to, I suppose, figure myself out in a way, or maybe push myself beyond the limits of what this family has ever really tried to do, Definitely, I don't want to give up on this, and I probably won't give up. I'll probably die doing this too, whenever that day comes, but all I'm just gonna basically say to end this whole thing is just, I will never want to quit this at all, and I just want to break free of this bullshit right now. That's essentially how all really what I've been feeling for months upon months now, probably even longer than this. So when it comes down to things, I hope that you can enjoy the ride that we're going to partake on. I don't know what that journey is going to be, but I hope you will be here for when the day comes where things actually start getting better for me and for this channel and for you guys too, to enjoy the content that I might put out at some point in time. I don't want to change up or switch up like how every other person does. And hell, the reason why I don't necessarily really, I would say, admire or really like how a lot of content creators are is because they often change up, or maybe change up in a way where people that they used to be with or chill with are now against for some reason. I don't want to do that. I want to be basically this Jay Senpai that you kind of know, and basically evolve that, but still be the same person that you honestly know. And I don't want to change myself in a way where I have to be an asshole, or I have to be eating ass, where shit is literally coming out by someone else that's better than me, and I'm trying to kiss ass for that. I'm not doing that. I already don't care for other humans, but when it comes down to things, if it's someone that's going to help raise me up in some shape or form, and maybe I can raise them up too in such a way, then hell yeah, let's effing go. But when it comes down to things, again, so many things are just in the way, and so many things that are like, it's like a high set of goals that I want to commit to and complete. But it's going to take this first step of getting over this fear, honestly. And that's like the biggest thing. So when it comes down to things, again, we have to get over this and basically jump over this hurdle, where it's the fear thing or the obstacle things. Find some way to break through this reality that I'm living in, because this is not it. Whether I have to talk to people, whether it's, the fact I have to try to do something that's out of my bounds that I can't do, but just try it anyway. Just do something, honestly, because just sitting here ain't getting it. But yeah, basically that's all I really want to say for this one. I was not trying to ramble on for this long, but it just ended up becoming this long because this is how I've been feeling for a while now. So sorry about the long video. But anyway, that's basically all I really wanted to say for this one. So hopefully you did enjoy. And if you did, be sure to like, share, subscribe, hit the bell notification on your way out. Also follow me on Twitter, and if you'd like to donate to the channel, Patreon is available as well. Until then, it's your boy Jay, signing off. Have a blessed day.